What if I told you that one silent process, not sugar, not cholesterol, not even aging, is quietly driving heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and even brain fog? It doesn't always hurt. It doesn't always show up early on blood test, but it is slowly damaging almost every organ in your body. That is the chronic inflammation. And today, I'll share some of the facts about what inflammation really is, why it turns dangerous, and how modern life keep it switched on even without you realizing it. So, we are looking at the basics of inflammation and chronic illness. So, what is the importance of this inflammation process? Most people know that inflammation means swelling, pain, redness, and even fever. And that is true. That is acute inflammation. And it is your body mechanisms defending themselves against any infection. It could be from bacteria, it could be from an injury, it could be anything that is causing your immune system to be on alert. But there's also the quiet, long-lasting, invisible inflammation that is driving today's chronic diseases. Chronic inflammation is like a small fire burning in your house, not enough to trigger alarms, but enough to weaken the structure over time. It is like a leaking roof. The water continues to drip slowly, not in big amounts that it will force you to take action, but with repeated leaking, then your roof will fall and you have to take action. That is how chronic inflammation behaves. It is slowly grows, it is slowly developed. So what is this inflammation? Inflammation is your body's repair and defense system. When you cut your finger or get an infection, your immune cells rush in. Your blood flow to that area increases, and then healing begins. That is in acute situation, or situations where you have an acute onset of your body's injury. It is protective, and it is meant to save your life. The problem starts when the immune system never switches it off. It keeps firing even when there is no real threat. And that is where chronic inflammation sets in, and this is what we are talking about. And unlike the acute inflammation, it doesn't heal. It slowly damages healthy tissues, and then it alters your hormones, your metabolism, and even your immunity. And what is the consequences of this? Acute versus chronic inflammation. In acute inflammation, this is short term. It is a defense mechanism. It is obvious. There is pain, there is swelling, there is heat, there is swelling. Then it is purposeful. It is targeting a given injury. And then it resolves when healing is done. Now, chronic inflammation is long term. It takes months to years. It is often silent. It is tissue damaging, and then it is disease driving. Acute inflammation protects you. Chronic inflammation slowly harms you. how does inflammation drive your chronic illness? Let's move together. Chronic inflammation is not a disease per se. It is a shared pathway, and it contributes to heart disease because it damages blood vessels. It contributes to type 2 diabetes because it can lead to insulin resistance. It can lead to arthritis because it leads to joint destruction. Then it triggers chronic airway obstructions in conditions like asthma because of the airway inflammation and blockage, making your breathing difficult. Then it can lead also to autoimmune diseases like arthritis or lupus. Then it can also be a trigger to many of the cancers. This chronic inflammation that is happening in your body could be what is promoting the growth and spread of abnormal cells due to DNA damage. Then it can also lead to brain diseases like Alzheimer's diseases, Parkinsonism, and even brain fog. So this is why people often develop multiple chronic conditions at once. So you'll find that a person who has diabetes is likely the same person has arthritis. It's likely that the same person will develop cancer. There's a correlation between all these things. And the bad news is that most of the triggers of these conditions are related to overweight, are related to obesity, and also visceral fat. So now, this is where you need to keep following me, because modern life is keeping the fire burning. Stay with me to learn how this happens. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Modern life keeps inflammation permanently switched on. In places like big cities like Nairobi, where you have long commutes, traffic jams, overwork, family responsibilities, late nights, constant stress, and then to make it worse, you survive on processed snacks on the go. This adds up fast. Poor diet, the ultra-processed foods, sugar and refined carbohydrates, the trans fat, the low fats. These disrupt the gut bacteria and they trigger inflammatory signals. They destabilize your gut microbiome. Then we have excess visceral fat. This abdominal fat that you always have, it is not just passive as we have thought for a long time. It releases inflammatory chemicals, what we call adipokines, interleukin-6, tumor necrotic factor, alpha, and this is happening on a daily basis. And this is why obesity and inflammation often travel together and they lead to chronic diseases. Then we have chronic stress. Stress hormones keep the immune system in alert mode. No recovery, no resolution of the inflammation, and this causes diseases and it hurts your immunity. Then poor sleep. This is even worse. And in sleep, this is when your inflammation is repaired. If you want to understand this, you can check my previous video on sleep. It will help you understand this. And if you have broken sleep, then you have accumulation of the inflammation processes. Then add injury to the insult. You are not moving. Physical inactivity. Sitting too much is the new smoking. So movement activates the anti-inflammatory pathways. Sedentary life removes that protection and you get immune responses that harm you. Why you will not feel it? Please stay with me that you understand this properly. Many people say, I don't feel anything. I feel okay. I don't feel inflamed. I'm not in danger. Chronic inflammation often shows up as mild fatigue, brain fog, slow weight gain, frequent minor illnesses, poor recovery, unexplained feeling sick. You cannot touch on anything. By the time pain appears, damage is already advanced. How do you measure inflammation? We often use a test that we call C-reactive protein, or we can use erythrocyte as a sedimentation rate. These are useful but very non-specific tests. And when they are normal, it does not mean that you have zero inflammation. Your lifestyle and your symptoms still matter. So, how do you douse the fire that is burning consistently, and what works? No detoxes, no extreme cleanses. This is just what you need to do. It's easy but simple. But remember, what is easy is also easy not to do. So sleep. This is your most powerful tool. Consistent sleep time and wake up time. Dark, cool room, no screens before bed. It restores your sleep. Anti-inflammatory eating, meaning take more of the whole foods. Make sure you have adequate of the colorful vegetables and fruits. Eat the healthy fats like olive oil or coconut oil. Then make sure that you have adequate proteins in every meal, if possible more plant-based or the lean meat. And then ensure you have high fiber in your diet. Then move daily. Walking, light strength training, flexibility. This helps to grow your muscles. Even 20 to 30 minutes daily lowers inflammatory signals even without the weight loss. Then manage stress, breathing exercises, prayer or meditation, and then set boundaries. Lower cortisol means lower inflammation, means you are more healthier. Then look for the root causes. Is it infections? Is it chronic diseases? And then, when needed, see your healthcare provider. Remember that chronic illnesses don't just appear overnight. They build silently, often for years, but healing works in the same way. Very important that you realize that you develop your positive habits slowly but progressively. Consistency beats intensity. Small daily choices, light ones, douse the fire, and that is when inflammation falls and your body repairs. You are not broken, you are inflamed, and that is reversible. That is the good news. So comment below the comment section of this video. What fuels your inflammation most? Is it diet? Is it sleep? Or is it lack of movement? Share this with someone who is living with chronic illness or who is in constant fatigue. If this has helped you, like the video, subscribe for clear evidence-based health guidance, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me company.